So listen. Me sharing that video last night at 3 o'clock in the morning was one of the hardest things I had to do, because even though cerebrally I know that me having surgery is a huge commitment. And for those of you that don't understand, it is not the easy way out. It is actually committing yourself to a healthy lifestyle. People who fail have recidivism and slide back to old habits. But for those who are successful, it is not an easy thing to do this. And I even talked about it to George, and he was like, well, you don't have to share everything, because I'm sure there's probably a little bit of like, well, my wife has to have surgery in order to lose weight, you know. But I just, sorry you guys, I'm driving, but it was just on my heart to share this. I'm going to pull over so I can talk. So, oh, let me pull over somewhere else. Sorry. Technical difficulties. All right. So, God just put it on my heart to share my story. That there were other women that were on the fence about having surgery, but who were sitting in a life of misery. Because being overweight is misery. It is not fun. Especially when, you know, like, I'm going to give you an example. I went to work out at boot camp last week. This hasn't happened just once in my life. It's a lot. But I went to work out, and, you know, me being big girl, I love to work out, and I lift heavy. And a lady, well-meaning, we were doing wall slam or ball slams or something like that, and I picked up a certain weight. I picked up a 30-pound ball, and she went over and got a 10-pound ball and put it next to me and said, "Here, honey, you can use this one." Just because women are overweight doesn't mean that they can work out, that they can't work out, and it doesn't mean that they are incapable of lifting weight, and it doesn't mean some of them are more healthy than people that have a body mass index of 18. So, you know, it's just hard, because the assumption is that because you are overweight, you know, that you can't do certain things or you're not capable. So, I mean, you just deal with a life of judgment, you know. And I am tired and done. I want my body to catch up to where my mind is. So I'm in tears today because I was praying on the way home. You know, I was just really nervous about sharing my story. And I just said, God, I need to know that you're with me. And he answers every single time, because just as I was praying that, someone sent me a personal DM that said they were behind me 100%. And this morning, the outpouring of love that I have had, sorry. This morning, the outpouring of love I've had from women and men who know my story has been overwhelming. And I am honored to be able to take you with me. I will be sharing where I'm getting the surgery, which is another woo moment. Sometime this week. We're going on vacation, but I'll film that sometime probably Monday. But I just want to say thank you to those who sent me sweet messages this morning. Know that this is not an easy way out for people. It is a very difficult decision. and know that, people are always like, well, making suggestions. Well, why can't you just do such and such? Most overweight people have tried. The assumption is that they eat constantly, eat all day long, eat volumes of food. There are some that do that, but there are a lot that do not. There are a lot, I wish they would do some sort of genetic study on why people have a certain propensity to be overweight and why people don't. Some people are more insulin resistant and some people are not. And not to say that my diet is 100%, wonderful and scot-free, but it is more difficult, even when I make adjustments, than it is some of my friends who make, small adjustments and lose 20 pounds for like not drinking soda. Every time someone says that, I'm like, oh yeah, I just, eliminated like bread. Okay, well, I stopped eating bread for like years and that didn't work. Oh yeah, well, I just don't eat soda and, like I take walks in the park. Yeah, not working for me. Tried like, when I was in Mount Juliet, I went to boot camp like 6 days a week and gained some muscle, didn't lose a pound. So, and then when you hear people make, speeches like, just eat clean. Well, it's all 80% of the diet and you do all those things and you have very minimal change. There just needs to be more studies on why certain people have a propensity to not lose weight. And it's not as easy. So for all the sisters out there struggling, I have been there, hang in there. And, better things are yet to come. So God is in this for me. And blessings to all of you out there who are hanging in there, trying to be a mom, embarrassed when you go places. It's been a long road, especially, going places with, George and his friends. And, I'm thinking to myself, they're probably like, damn, what happened to her? So people aren't just their skin that you see on the outside. They have hearts and they, it's not always what you think. So rock on, people. Until next time, like, share, subscribe, and follow my journey. All right. Have a blessed week. To follow my journey, like and subscribe to Mom Saving Grace. Thank you for joining me.